Hello, everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show. We're pre-recorded because I'm traveling. But I was able to scan some films earlier today to show you. So we are going to watch... What are we going to watch? We're going to watch Telling Time with Count Clock. We're going to watch Saluting a Crusader. Oh, wait. Is that right? Which is about Eisenhower's Screen News Digest thing about Eisenhower. Then we're going to round it up with a propaganda film. It's about Robert Frost that was made by the United States Information Agency, which was our propaganda wing. So it's a very nice piece, but it's straight up propaganda. And it was illegal to actually show it in the United States for a certain period of time. So there was some really beautiful filmmaking made by really great filmmakers who we couldn't see. We paid for it, and we weren't allowed to see it until now. So enjoy.
Once upon a time, there was a boy and a girl named Danny and Sharon who didn't know how to tell time. They never thought it was very important until the day they went to see their friend, Mr. Harper.
Why, sure, I'd be glad to take you up in my balloon. Just have your parents call me. If they say it's all right, meet me right here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Well, I've got to fly now. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp.
We'll be here. Bye, Mr. Harper.
Don't forget, 8 o'clock sharp.
Hi there.
Hi, Grandpa. Hi, Mr. Ryan.
Hi, Sharon and Danny.
Mr. Harper's going to give us a ride in his balloon.
That sounds very exciting. So, why the worried looks?
We've got to meet him at 8 o'clock, sharp. But we're kind of worried we'll be late. We don't know how to tell time. No, we don't. And we're sure late for lots of things.
Oh, that's a problem, all right. Say, I've got an idea.
What's that, Grandpa?
Come on. My friend Count Clock, who lives in the Clock Castle, will teach you how to tell time in a hurry. Count Clock is an old friend of mine.
Well, Charles, how good to see you.
Hello, Count Clock. I brought you a couple of visitors. Sharon and Danny.
How do you do?
Hello, Count Clock. Nice to meet you.
I brought them to see you because they want to learn how to tell time.
Well, Sharon and Danny, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Clock Castle.
Thank you.
Well, goodbye, children. I'll be back to pick you up later. So long, Count Clock.
Goodbye, Charles. Well, children, come in and I'll show you my magic clock. Come this way, children.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Right this way. Watch your step. Just take a look at this, my friends.
Wow, I've never seen a clock like this before. Is that the magic clock?
Yes, that's it. So, you want to know how to tell time?
Of course they want to know how to tell time. Why do you think they came here?
Who's that?
Oh, that's just Melvin, my talking clock.
Most clocks can only tick, but I can tick and talk.
We just want to know how to tell when it's 8 o'clock. We don't need to know all about telling time.
Oh, but you do. count clock, tell them how we can help them all through the day.
And night.
And don't forget to tell them about...
Melvin, that will be quite enough. Let me show you how telling time helps you all through the day. Just look into my magic mirror and you'll see. See, it's 7 o'clock. Time to get up. Now here's another time you use.
Oh, yes. Time for school to start.
Right? That time looks like this. 9 o'clock.
I was gonna say that.
This is great.
And here's a very important time you use every day.
Lunchtime.
It's also called noon or 12 o'clock.
Can we do dinner time?
Of course.
That must be 6 o'clock, right?
That's right.
There are lots of reasons to tell time.
My words exactly.
I can hardly wait to learn how to tell time.
Well then, sit down right here. Now, let's start with the hours.
It doesn't have any hands.
You're right, Sharon. We need 2 hands to point out the time. The long hand counts the minutes, and the short hand counts the hours of the day and night.
Oh, the long hand counts the minutes, and the short hand counts the hours.
That's right. And we keep on ticking, day and night, day and night. We never sleep, never sleep. Say, Count, tell them about the o'clocks.
O'clocks? Do you mean like 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock?
Exactly. You see, whenever the long hand is pointing to the 12, whatever number the short hand is pointing to is the o'clock. This tells us what hour of the day or night it is. Now, since there are 24 hours in a day, then the short hand must go around the clock twice every day.
Show them, Count, show them.
But of course, this shows that it's 1 o'clock. The minute hand is pointing to the 12. And the hour hand is pointing to the 1. When the hour hand is pointing to, the 4, it's...
4 o'clock.
Oh, very good. That's right. And this?
7 o'clock.
Perfect. Now try this.
11 o'clock.
Hey, Count, these kids are sharp.
Sharp. I would have preferred intelligent, insightful. Now, let me show you about half hours.
Half hours?
Oh, good, half hours. I like half hours.
To understand half hours, we must know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. When the minute hand is pointing straight down, it means it's pointing to the half hour, sometimes called half past the hour, or 30 minutes past the hour.
30 minutes?
Yes, 60 minutes in an hour. Half an hour, that's 30 minutes. Half an hour, that's 30 minutes.
Let's divide the clock in half. Now there are 30 minutes on each side of the clock. When the long hand is pointing straight down, it's 30 minutes after the hour.
Or half past the hour.
If you want to know what hour it's half past, all you need to do is look at the short hand, the hour hand. It will be halfway past the hour number on its way to the next number. Now, what time does the clock say?
11:30 or 30 minutes after 11.
Right. Or you could also say 11:30.
Oh, you're doing so well. Let's try another one.
Oh, I know. That's 2:30, or 2:30.
Splendid, Sharon. Let's do one more.
And that's 6:30.
Absolutely correct. That's all there is to it. Now, let's look at quarter hours. Let's divide the clock into 4 parts. Each part is called...
A quarter of an hour?
Yes, and each quarter of an hour contains 15 minutes.
Now don't forget, 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour.
To continue, when the long hand points to the 3, it's a quarter after the hour. Or you could say it's 15 minutes after the hour. And when the long hand points to the 9, it's a quarter to the hour, or 15 minutes to the hour. Now, can you tell me how we know which hour?
Sure, you look at the shorthand.
Marvelous. Whatever number the shorthand is pointing closest to is the hour. Now, what's this?
Well, right now, it's pointing towards the 7, so it must be a quarter to 7.
Excellent, excellent.
Just remember, at the 3, it's a quarter after the hour. And at the 9, it's a quarter to the hour.
Let's try some more.
That's a quarter after 4, or 15 minutes after 4.
Oh, very good. Now again.
A quarter to 5, or 15 minutes till 5.
Wonderful. Let's try one more.
A quarter after 8.
Magnificent. Now we're going to learn how to tell time using all 12 numbers on the clock. Now, between each number, there are...
5 minutes. Yes, there are 5 minutes between each number.
I was just going to explain that. Now, if the long hand...
Oh, that's the one that counts the minutes.
Exactly. If the long hand is pointing to the 1, it's 5 minutes after the hour. At the 2, it's 5 more minutes after, or 10 minutes after the hour. And at the...
And at the 3, it's 5 more minutes after, or 15 minutes after. And at the 4, it's 5 more minutes after, or 20 minutes after the hour. And at the 5...
Another example would be this. This is
50.
Magnificent. Then when the minute hand moves up to the 12, that hour is over and the next hour begins. Now, let me show you a different kind of a clock. This is a digital clock. It has no hands. It tells time by showing only the numbers. This shows it to be 9:15, or 15 minutes after 9. Now, let's see if you remember all I've told you.
2 o'clock.
Very good.
That was easy.
And this?
4:30, or 4:30.
You're both right.
6:15.
Or?
A quarter after 6. A quarter to 9, or 8:45.
Good. Now how about this one?
8:21.
Perfect. And this?
11:25.
Very good, children. Don't you agree, Melvin?
Well, sure, but if you ask me...
Yes?
If you ask me, I'd say they really learned excellently. Superbly. Magnificently. Don't you agree, Count Clock?
I believe you said it quite well, Melvin.
Thank you, Count Clock. Yes, thank you. Now we'll be on time for our balloon ride from Mr. Harper at 8 o'clock.
You're very welcome. It was all my pleasure. I just love teaching how to tell time.
Yes, I do too. Yes, I do too.
Oh, Melvin.
Mr. Harper! You're here!
And right on time, too. Come on aboard.
So that's the story of how Danny and Sharon learned to tell time. And they lived right on time forever after.
Your local pet dairy, producers of quality fresh homogenized milk, ice cream, and other fresh dairy foods, brings you the Screen News Digest. In plants like this, Pet Dairy processes a complete line of fresh dairy products for your health and enjoyment. Strict laboratory controls by trained technicians assure the quality goodness of all fresh pet dairy products. Quick delivery on modern refrigerated trucks by your friendly pet salesman guarantees the freshness of its products from the dairy to you. Dwight David Eisenhower, one of 6 children of Ida and David Eisenhower, is born in Denison, Texas in 1890. The family moves to Abilene, Kansas, where Ike attends high school and stars on the baseball team. After graduation, he works for a year in the creamery where his father is employed. In 1911, Dwight Eisenhower enters West Point, where as a halfback on the football team, he plays against the legendary Jim Thorpe. Academically, the Kansas farm boy ranks 61st in his class upon his graduation as a second lieutenant in June 1915. History will call it the class that the stars fell on, for 56 of its members go on to become generals. A year after his graduation, the young officer marries Mamie Geneva Dowd. In 1930, he is assigned to General Douglas MacArthur, Army Chief of Staff. And when MacArthur becomes military advisor to the Philippines, Eisenhower goes with him. In 1939, Ike returns. After America enters World War II, General George C. Marshall advances Dwight Eisenhower over 366 senior officers and puts him in command of Operation Torch, the Allied invasion of North Africa. Ike begins his first crusade. Victory follows victory, and he is soon recognized as a general of the first rank. The Axis partners, Benito Mussolini and Adolf Hitler, command the continent, confident of their ability to defend Fortress Europe. Field Marshal Rommel, the Desert Fox, walks the ramparts of Normandy, awaiting the Allied invasion. Dwight Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander, follows closely all the preparations for Operation Overlord and often finds time to visit and talk with his troops. June 6, 1944, D-Day. 5,000 ships, 500,000 men crossing the Channel, heading for France. Ike has given the go-ahead. The invasion is on. This is the crucial moment in the European crusade, a time of high courage and great sacrifice. Breaking out of their beachhead, the Allied troops press on to victory. 11 months later, Nazi Germany surrenders. In Paris, Ike is the man of the hour. London, too, pays him homage. The general is made an honorary citizen of the British capital. Thundering its welcome to the skies, New York takes the returning hero to its heart. Dwight Eisenhower remembers his humble beginnings when he responds to the spectacular welcome.
New York simply can't do this to a Kansas farmer boy and keep its reputation for sophistication.
Ike retires from the Army in 1948 to become president of Columbia University. He enters into his challenging new career with vigor and enthusiasm. 2 years later, Dwight Eisenhower is back in khaki, named by President Truman to become Supreme Commander of NATO military forces in Europe. While Ike is serving abroad, Americans at home are calling on him to return and lead another crusade. And in July 1952, he is nominated by the Republican Party as its candidate for President of the United States. In accepting the nomination, Ike calls for new policies at home and abroad. During the months that follow, Dwight Eisenhower carries his new crusade across America. The people see, listen to, and rally behind him. In discussing one of the great issues of the campaign, the Korean War, Ike makes a dramatic promise.
Now, where will a new administration begin? It will begin with its president taking a firm, simple resolution. That resolution will be to forego the diversions of politics and to concentrate on the job of ending the Korean War. That job requires a personal trip to Korea. Only in that way could I learn how best to serve the American people in the cause of peace. I shall go to Korea.
Ike wins an overwhelming presidential victory. And within a month, he is in Korea, making good on his pledge and his promise. The old soldier is, informally, back in uniform. Traveling to the front lines, the president-elect shares the GI rations as he gets a first-hand look at life on the battle line. Beneath the Capitol Dome on January 20th, 1953, the farm boy from Abilene, Kansas, Dwight David Eisenhower, takes the oath as the 34th President of the United States. The Korean armistice is signed in July 1953, and soon thousands of American servicemen start coming home. To demonstrate America's desire for world peace, Eisenhower comes before the UN to propose international cooperation in nuclear research.
The United States pledges before you, and therefore before the world, its determination to help solve the fearful atomic dilemma, to devote its entire heart and mind to find the way by which the miraculous inventiveness of man shall not be dedicated to his death, but consecrated to his life.
The acts of the Eisenhower administration are reported in the press, and the nation responds to its new president. Ike creates the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare and works with Congress on tax revision, improving education, and increasing Social Security benefits. The burdens of the presidency are great. Ike is stricken with a heart attack in September 1955, but he recovers, resumes his duties, and a year later is re-elected to a second term. In 1959, President Eisenhower meets at Camp David with Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev. Ike believes in the peaceful exchange of ideas between world leaders, and Khrushchev's visit to America is a landmark in Soviet-American relations. The president himself travels to more countries and is seen by more people than any other chief executive in American history. Ike's enthusiastic reception on a trip to South America does much to revitalize our country's traditional good neighbor policy. Journeying to India, the president is greeted by a crowd of more than 2 million people as he drives through the streets of New Delhi. Wherever he goes and whatever he sees, Dwight Eisenhower is affectionately received. And somehow, some way, the people are always able to translate "we like Ike" into their own language. Around the world, they say it, and they mean it. In January 1961, the Eisenhower years come to an end. After half a century of service to his country, Ike retires to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. There he settles down with his beloved Mamie to the life of a gentleman farmer. But Dwight Eisenhower never ceases to be grateful for the honors that his party and his country have bestowed upon him.
I want to tell you, I am forever and shall forever be sensible to the great honor that was twice bestowed upon me by a body such as this. It is the highest ambition that any American can have. And by your generosity and by your action, I was permitted, a poor farmer boy from Kansas, to enjoy it.
And in the song, "God Bless America," Dwight and Mamie Eisenhower find the words to express their love for their country. (1969). A grieving, grateful nation pays its final tribute to Dwight David Eisenhower, General of the Army, 34th President of the United States. In a flag-draped coffin on a horse-drawn caisson, Dwight Eisenhower makes a last solemn journey to the Capitol. At the Capitol, the coffin is to be transferred from the caisson to the rotunda, where Ike will lie in state. thousands of Americans, young and old, are on hand to pay their last personal salute. A riderless horse, with boots set backward in the stirrups, is the symbol of a fallen comrade. At the services in the Capitol, President Nixon eulogizes the man under whom he served as vice president for 8 years. Dwight Eisenhower, Mr. Nixon says, was first in war, first in peace, and wherever freedom is cherished, first in the hearts of his fellow men. This good and kind and gentle man, he continues, made us proud to be Americans. But it is Ike's last words, repeated by Mr. Nixon, that offer the most enduring memory of the soldier-statesman.
I've always loved my wife. I've always loved my children. I've always loved my grandchildren. And I have always loved my country. That was Dwight Eisenhower.
The living history of the Screen News Digest has been brought to you by your local pet dairy.
A poet's love of the earth and its ways. His roots deep in the rocky Vermont countryside. For part of the year, this is the world of Robert Frost, American poet.
Lord, I have loved your sky, be it set against or for me, have loved it clear and high, or low and stormy. O hushed October morning mild, thy leaves have ripened to the fall. Tomorrow's wind, if it be wild, should waste them all. The crows above the forest call. Tomorrow they may form and go. O hushed October morning mild, begin the hours of this day slow.
Each of Robert Frost's poems is an adventure, a play of ideas, images, and sound and rhymes, springing forth from the seasons and elements which surround his solitary mountain cabin.
I wonder about the trees. Why do we wish to bear forever the noise of these more than another noise, so close to our dwelling place? They are that talks of going but never gets away, and that talks no less for knowing as it grows wiser and older that now it means to stay.
Frost has many definitions of poetry. A poem is a connection of two things in the universe. A poem is a restatement of human values in imaginative terms.
I farm a pasture where the boulders lie as touching as a basket full of eggs. And though they're nothing anybody begs, I wonder if it wouldn't signify for me to send you one out where you live. I'd ship a smooth one you could slap and chafe and set up like a statue in your yard. Never tell me that not one star of all that slipped from heaven at night and softly fall has been picked up with stones to build a wall. Some laborer found one, faded and stone cold, and saving that its weight suggested gold and tugged it from his first too certain hold, he noticed nothing in it to remark. He was not used to handling stars thrown dark and lifeless from an interrupted arc. A scent of ripeness from over a wall, and come to leave the routine road and look for what had made me stall, there sure enough was an apple tree that had eased itself of its summer load, and of all but its trivial foliage free, now breathed as light as a lady's fan. And there had been an apple fall, as complete as the apple had given man. The ground was one circle of solid red. May something go always unharvested. May much stay out of our stated plan. Apples are something forgotten and left, so smelling their sweetness would be no theft.
Robert Frost was born in California, but he spent most of his life here in New England, and it is this countryside that is mirrored in his verses. At heart, he considers himself a farmer, even though it is now only an occasional avocation. But his interests range far across the land in philosophy, education, politics, and people. All an abiding source of interest expressed through his poetry.
When I see birches bend to left and right across the lines of straighter, darker trees, I like to think some boy's been swinging them. Some boy too far from town to learn baseball, whose only play was what he found himself summer or winter and could play alone. One by one he subdued his father's trees by writing them down over and over again until he took the stiffness out of them. So was I once myself a swinger of birches, and so I dream of going back to be. I'd like to get away from earth a while, and then come back to it and begin over. May no fate willfully misunderstand me and half grant what I wish and snatch me away not to return. Earth's the right place for love. I don't know where it's likely to go better. I'd like to go by climbing a birch tree and climb black branches up a snow-white trunk toward heaven till the tree could bear no more but dipped its top and set me down again. That would be good both going and coming back. one could do worse than be a swinger of birches. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Spades take up leaves, no better than spoons, and bags full of leaves are light as balloons. I may load and unload again, till I fill a whole shed. What have I then? Next to nothing for weight. And since they grew duller from contact with earth, next to nothing for color, next to nothing for use, but a crop is a crop. And who's to say where the harvest shall stop? I left you in the morning, and in the morning glow, you walked away beside me to make me sad to go.
The morning frost of early fall is a sign that the poet must soon leave for other important work.
This saying goodbye on the edge of the dark and the cold to an orchard so young in the bark reminds me of all that can happen to harm an orchard away at the end of the farm all winter, cut off by a hill from the house. No orchard's the worse for the wintriest storm, but one thing about it, it mustn't get warm. How often already you've had to be told, keep cold, young orchard, goodbye and keep cold. Dread 50 above more than 50 below. I have to be gone for a season or so. My business a while is with different trees.
So in the fall, Robert Frost bids goodbye to his farm, to mingle among the young people of America's universities. They have known him for many years, not only for his art, but for the many honors and prizes his countrymen have bestowed upon him. Students fill the classrooms where he lectures. The Robert Frost they meet is not only a poet, but also the philosopher who says, talking is making ideas. Having thoughts of your own is the only freedom.
Mr. Frost, you were speaking of originality. I wondered if you might say a little bit about the role of the college in fostering originality, and especially poetry.
It's a hard thing to talk about and think about and plan for. Originality is the wild part of our nature. It's hard to plan for. I was saying the other day, my definition of originality is feats of association.
Mr. Frost, are you satisfied to be a poet?
I'm very reckless. I don't care. I heard an old lady say once that she raised 11 children on 11 shillings a week. And I said, was that hard? She said, all is, if I had it to do over, I wouldn't do it. No, I have no such regrets. No, what's the use? I didn't get called by that name, poet. It's a very complimentary word. I never use it about myself. My inclination was very strong. Write little verses and things. My first one is in print. The first thing I ever wrote was printed right away. I was lost right at that point, wasn't I? So I thought, now this is easy, you know, I can write one of those a week easily, you know. And it didn't come that way. Harder going than that.
Often the conversation will not be interrupted by the bell, but will continue after class when a student will seek him out and together they walk. He likes to see the awakening of a young mind. It is like seeing his wild flowers in the meadows. The talk may go on until an impromptu football game attracts his attention. Frost says that it was through a sport that he discovered the idea that poetry is something like play. And so during the fall and winter, Robert Frost visits the universities of America, living his everyday Declaration of Independence. And his message is heard. He is part of America, a poetic voice that reflects the aspirations of a land. In Vermont, winter has come to the valleys. The words of a poem linger in the air.
Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. I know that winter death has never tried the earth, but it has failed. The snow may heap in long storms and undrifted 4 feet deep as measured against maple, birch, and oak. It cannot check the peeper's silver croak. And I shall see the snow all go downhill in water of a slender April rill that flashes tail through last year's withered brake and dead weeds like a disappearing snake. Nothing will be left white, but here a birch, and there a clump of houses with a church.
Suddenly, spring arrives at the farms and villages.
You know how it is with an April day when the sun is out and the wind is still. You're 1 month on in the middle of May, But if you so much as dare to speak, a cloud comes over the sunlit arch, a wind comes off a frozen peak, and you're 2 months back in the middle of March. What I like best, the lay of different farms, coming out on them from a stretch of woods or over a hill or around a sudden corner. I like to find folks getting out in spring, raking the dooryard, working near the house. Later they get out further in the fields. Everything's shut sometimes except the barn. I'm going out to clean the pasture spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear I may. I shan't be gone long. You come too. There was never a sound beside the wood but one, and that was my long scythe whispering to the ground. What was it whispered? I knew not well myself. Perhaps it was something about the heat of the sun.
And spring brings Robert Frost back from a long winter of travels, talking, and lecturing, and from his visit to the Library of Congress in Washington, where he is honorary consultant in the humanities.
In spring, more mortal singers than belong to any one place cover us with song. Thrush, bluebird, blackbird, sparrow, and robin throng. Oh, give us pleasure in the flowers today, and give us not to think so far away as the uncertain harvest. Keep us here all simply in the springing of the year. Oh, give us pleasure in the orchard white, like nothing else by day, like ghosts by night, and make us happy in the happy bees, the swarm dilating round the perfect trees. The road at the top of the rise seems to come to an end and take off into the skies. So at the distant bend, it seems to go into a wood, the place of standing still as long the trees have stood.
On the mountain farms of New England, spring is a time for repairing the stone walls that divide one property from another. The winter months, the driving snow, the animals, and the hunters have toppled many stones. Robert Frost would do away with walls that divide people, and says it this way in one of his most celebrated poems.
Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair where they have left not one stone on a stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the helping dogs. The gaps I'm in, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go, to each the boulders that have fallen to each. He only says good fencers make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Before I build a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. A saturated meadow, sun-shaped and jeweled small, a circle scarcely wider than the trees around were tall, where winds were quite excluded and the air was stifling sweet with the breath of many flowers, a temple of the heat. We raised a simple prayer before we left the spot, that in the general mowing the place might be forgot, or if not all so favored, obtain such grace of ours that none should mow the grass there while so confused with flowers. Out through the fields and the woods and over the walls I have wended. I have climbed the hills of view and looked at the world and descended. I have come by the highway home.
And so Robert Frost comes home to his mountains, to be near his garden, to touch the soil while his heart and mind embrace the sky, to write his poems of America, its land and its people, to evoke the mood and humor of everyday life of people wherever they may live.